This is how to create a banger YouTube video to blow up your channel. Watch closely because many creators got their big break from just one video blowing up and getting millions of views. But what makes a video go viral? What do those creators know that we don't? Is it the script that they use, the lighting, the graphics? Obviously they know something that we don't, and we need to figure it out because the fastest growing YouTubers in the space have cracked the code. The good news for us is that it's actually quite simple. If you want proof, I started this channel 6 months ago and I'm already about to pass 100,000 subscribers. Little secret, most of them came from one video. My formula doesn't require any fancy equipment or film school experience because the process that great creators use to go viral on YouTube follows a couple basic steps, and today I'm gonna walk you through all of them. Before you ever decide to write a script, you need to plan your video and figure out a topic that people will want to click on in the first place. Trust me, nothing feels worse than scripting, filming, editing, and putting together a high quality video, but then getting 0 views. I'm gonna be honest, this still occasionally does happen to me, and when it does, I go into full contemplation. I've realized that this usually happens for one reason. The video just wasn't interesting. That might sound kind of harsh, but it's the truth. There weren't enough people interested in that title and thumbnail. For example, this was one of the fastest growing accounts that I saw on YouTube last year, all because of one video. But why did this video get over 1 million views on a small channel, but his next video could barely crack 10K? The answer is the video topic that he chose. This video about brain hacking applies to anyone trying to improve themselves, while this video only applies to kickboxers and Bruce Lee fans. The potential audience size for the Huberman video is drastically larger than the potential audience size for this second video. So again, all of this starts with planning. If we want a lot of views, then our video needs to apply to a lot of people. This is by far the biggest mistake that I see creators making on YouTube. They skip over this part and get straight into scripting and filming, and then they wonder what went wrong. So the point is, don't be afraid to spend days or even weeks coming up with banger YouTube ideas. Because as long as you have a good topic and you execute on the rest of my viral formula, you're gonna make a banger. So now that we have our video topic, it's time to start scripting, right? Wrong. If you do it in this order, then you're gonna regret it later on. When I first started on YouTube, I would usually make my video and then I would try to make a thumbnail that matched afterwards. But I realized that this was actually setting me up for failure. Before they ever see your video masterpiece, they see your title and your thumbnail. The best creators on YouTube, such as Mr. Beast and Mark Rober, actually make their titles and thumbnails first. They know that if they can create a sexy thumbnail, then they can script their video accordingly. But what makes a great title? Let's say we have a video about improving yourself. An average YouTuber would title it something like, "How to become successful in life." But a veteran YouTuber would title it something like this. Do you see the difference? The thumbnail should be a visual representation of what the viewer can expect. For my channel, I use a talented designer to create these because if I tried to do them myself, they would probably end up looking something like this. One of the best ways that you can validate if a title and a thumbnail look good is by coming to Thumbs Up TV. This website will show you what your title and your thumbnail look like on all the different ways that it shows up on YouTube. That way, you can see if it looks good in light mode, in dark mode, or the recommended video section. So now that we finally have our title and thumbnail created, now we can dive into scripting. And this is the scripting formula that I use. It's the same formula that I used to make this video. And if you want to download it for free, I'll drop a link below this video. If you're making an educational video, we need 3 things: action, feeling, and knowledge. The action is what the viewer should take action on after watching your video. The feeling is how the viewer should feel while they watch your video. And the knowledge is what they will actually learn throughout your video. So let's just say that I'm making a video about how to get better sleep. The action would be prioritizing your sleep. The feeling would be inspired and more confident about your sleep schedule. And the knowledge would be evidence-based information that is proven to help you sleep better. Stuff like keeping the room cool, getting sunlight during the day, and avoiding bright lights and screens before bed. Every line of text that I write in my script needs to relate back to these 3 things. If you're making an entertainment video, then the formula is a bit different. Think of prank videos, vlogs, and short films. For those to go viral, you need a catchy plot, a feeling, and a storyline. So let's say that Mr. Beast is making a video about rowing a boat from New York to London. The plot would be whether or not he makes it. The feeling would be survival mode, anxious, and a sense of adventure. And the storyline would be how it evolved, the preparation, the journey, and of course, the result. And side note, Mr. Beast, if you're watching, that is a video that I would watch. Again, I included this template below, so feel free to download it and use it for your own videos. Next, we need to look at the hook. A lot of people use this first 30 seconds to say something like, "Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you've smashed that subscribe button if you're new," and blah, blah, blah. That's dumb. The first 30 seconds is the most crucial time that you have to hook the viewer. If you waste this time by babbling like an idiot, then you're gonna lose people immediately. Instead, focus on this. Deliver on the promise that you made with your title and your thumbnail. They clicked on your video for a reason. If you promised that they were gonna learn how to get a good night's sleep, but then in your first 10 seconds, you start talking about how hot Jennifer Aniston is, you're gonna lose a lot of viewers. You need to assure people that your video will deliver on the promise that you made with your title and your thumbnail. And then you also need to hook people's attention by creating what I like to call an open loop. This is where we open a loop of intrigue that we will close later on in the video. This is something like Mr. Beast saying, "Today we're gonna be sailing from New York to London." Now that is an open loop that you know you can expect him to close later in the video. The rest of your script should give the viewer knowledge and the storyline that they came to see. And you can continue to create more open loops throughout your video to give your viewers more reasons to stay. Like if I told you right now that I was gonna show you how much YouTube has paid me so far at the end of this video, and yes, by the way, I will actually show you that, so stick around to the end if you're interested. Your overall goal for scripting is for the viewer to walk away saying to themselves, "Damn, I'm so glad that I watched that video." If you're the face of your channel and you're filming, then you should set a shot list for each scene that you're gonna use B-roll footage in. But if you're faceless like me and running a YouTube automation channel, then you'll need to edit together relevant motion graphics and visuals that show and not just tell. Editing the video doesn't always need to be fast-paced and fancy. There are plenty of videos out there that have very few edits. If you don't believe me, this guy started a channel 10 months ago with almost no editing and already has 2.3 million subscribers. I like to think of editing as a tool that can enhance your video because the only goal of editing is to make the video feel less boring. If your information or your storyline is boring, then we can use editing to enhance the drama with jump cuts, sound effects, and transitions. If I'm being honest, it's probably the only reason that you guys are able to sit through my 10-minute long videos. If this video had no editing and it was just me standing in front of a whiteboard, my retention graph would be awful. The last piece is studying and improving for the next one. And here's a cheat sheet that I use to evaluate my YouTube videos. If your CTR was lower than 8%, your video topic was lame, and you need to improve the title and the thumbnails. If your video retention is lower than 40%, then your video is boring. You need to improve the scripting and the editing. If your video doesn't get likes and comments, then your video is not engaging. You need to work on your storytelling. And if your video doesn't get shares, then it's not relatable enough. You need to go back to the drawing board and improve your strategy. Throughout my journey, I've realized that YouTube is pretty simple once you understand what works. I started this channel 6 months ago and I'm already about to hit 100,000 subscribers. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I had a few viral bangers that have been responsible for most of my growth. When I created those, I was following the same advice that I shared with you today in this video. Oh, and before I forget, I know some of you are still here waiting for me to close that open loop that I mentioned earlier. So yes, I will share how much I've made from YouTube so far with this channel. So here it is. YouTube has paid me over $10,000 since I started. My channel is living proof that if you do it right and get some videos to go viral, then you can do this too. Getting started was by far the hardest part. But the good news is that most people quit here, right before they make that viral banger. Also, I've been working on starting a brand new channel in a totally different niche to prove to you that going viral is not just luck. The new channel won't use my own voice and I'm not promoting it here on Dip because I want it to grow completely organically to prove to you that there's no luck involved. Once we get this video to 10,000 likes and 1,000 comments, I'll reveal the name of that channel for you guys to check out as well. So make sure you're subscribed to see that. Hopefully this video helped you gain some clarity on what actually works on YouTube, and I genuinely wish you the best on your YouTube journey.